I'm Vinod Salunke, working as an assistant professor in Maharishi Parashuram College of Engineering. Today we are going to start lecture number 3 for network theory subject of semester 3 EXTC department. Lectures number 3 is about network theory basics. In that basics we will study about different parts of the networks where we have to concentrate more so that it will be easy to understand the network easily. Next part. In the in this slide, you can see that what is voltage, what is current, what is energy, and what is power. That we have to learn in this lecture. Next, we have to learn about the network elements. So, what are the different elements we have to use? That network elements. Next is parameters of the electric circuits. On which parameters we have to analyze the electric circuit. That is the next point, that is parameters of the electric circuits. Next part is conclusion. So for this lecture, what you have concluded, that you should give the brief about that conclusion of the third lecture. Next slide. What is voltage? So always a force of attraction exists between the positive and the negative charges in an atom. The energy required to overcome this force and move the charge through the specific distance is called as a potential energy. The difference in potential energy is called as a potential difference, electrical term, that is voltage. So voltage is equal to energy divided by charge. So that is the way we can define the voltage. So what is the voltage, that you will brief into the next part. So we'll move on to the next part, that is current. The rate of flow of electrons in a conductive or semiconductive material, it is measured by the number of electrons flow past a point in a unit time. That is, I is equal to charge per unit time. Means, suppose there is a charge available into the space. That charge is moving through any path for a particular time period. If you are counting the charge, then it is called as a current. Like water is flowing through any pipe, then how much water is flowing through particular time period, that you are calculating, and that is a particular parameter. Similarly, if you are that charge is flowing, if charge is flowing through any path for a particular time period, then that called as a current. So you have to you can understand the current, and note 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb per second, that is 6.25 into 10 raised to 28 uh, that second per second. Next analogy is V1 and V2. V1 is at a higher position, V2 at a lower position. Now you can see that always current will flow from higher voltage to the lower voltage. So here you can see that V1 is at a higher voltage and V2 as a lower voltage. Why we are watching this figure? Because when you will go for any circuit, there will be a higher potential node is there and lower potential node is there. So you can easily imagine where current will flow. The current will flow from higher potential, that is higher node, to the lower potential, that is lower node. So current will flow from higher potential to the lower potential. So likewise this analogy will work. So V1 minus V2 is a potential difference. So how we can calculate voltage? That is the way you can calculate the voltage, that is V1 minus V2. Next part, that is energy and power. Energy is capacity for doing any work, that is called as a energy, measured in terms of joules. So uh, any capacity for uh, any capacity for doing work, that is called as energy. What is power? Rate of change of energy in unit time is called as a power, measured in terms of watts. So power can be calculated by rate of change of energy in unit time. So power is equal to energy divided by time. So note 1 watt is equal to 1 joule per second. So like that you can define energy and power. Next part, that is network element. We can classify network element into four types. So what are these four types? That is, first is active passive elements, bilateral unilateral elements, linear non-linear elements, lumped and distributed elements. So what are these different types? Active and passive element, bilateral element, then linear, non-linear element, lumped and distributed element. We will elaborate into the next slides. Next slide. Active and passive element. In this active and passive element, the active element have the capability to deliver average power greater than 0 for infinite period of time to connected devices like ideal power, that is example is ideal power sources, battery, etc. Means someone is giving power to other element. Those power giving elements are called as the active elements. So like example we have given, that is ideal power sources. So power sources available in our lab also. You can see into the lab that battery sources are available. So battery sources which are available in your mobile also. Though that battery sources are giving charge to your mobile. So these called as a active elements. Passive elements, exactly opposite to the active elements. It consumes or dissipates the energy stored in the circuit. So like resistor, inductor and capacitor. So resistor, inductor and capacitor are the examples of passive elements. So what resistor will do? Resistor will take energy from the sources, like if source is available, that resistor will consume the power. Why we are using resistor? Because we are using resistor because to limit the current, which is current is going to the any particular circuit. If you want limit the current, then we have to use resistors. So resistor is not giving any power to any other element, so they are not active element. Resistor is consuming power, so resistive is called as a passive element. Next is inductor. So what is inductor is doing? You can see the structure of the inductor into the figure. That inductor is a coil. In that coil their current will be circulate, and the current will be stored into that inductor, so that inductor will work as they are taking the power from the battery. So it is called as a passive element. Next is capacitor. So capacitor are also taking power. So capacitor also work as what capacitor will do? Capacitor will do the storage of the voltage charges. Charges will store into the space between the two plates. So called as a capacitor will take the power. So how you remember these three resistor, inductor and capacitor analogy? Working of resistor, inductor and capacitor. So I will tell you one story about this resistor, inductor, and capacitor. If there is a family, now when there is a of how the family will work, there is a parent. So parent is mother and father. There will be have three children if in your family. If their family will be a five members are available in the family, then two parents, that is mother and father, and three children. So in that three children, two girls and one boy. If suppose we are taking example of that family, like that, in this family also, in circuit family, two parents are like voltage and current are the two parents, and inductor, capacitor and the resistor are the child. And in that inductor and capacitor is they are female, and a resistor is act as a male. So why I am saying that resistor as a male and inductor and capacitor as a female, I will explain in further discussion. Because what inductor and capacitor will do, inductor and capacitor will accumulate the charge, and inductor will accumulate the current and capacitor will accumulate the charge. And when the parents is not available into the uh, suppose they are went for any anywhere to the guest, then we have to that someone should run the family. That time this inductor and capacitor came into the picture and give their charges available to them, current available to them to the whole circuit. Why I'm calling to the calling them as a female? So generally we can see in the family that girls are saving the money, and boys are their behavior is like to give the money and take the money and give the money and enjoy that money as they want it to be. So resistor will work as a boy, means if parent is giving that voltage and current is giving some amount of a voltage that power to resistor, that it will consume at that time, that resistor will not store any charges. So inductor and capacitor will store, and resistor will not store any charges. So like that this analogy will work, resistor, inductor and capacitor. So inductor will work as a source when you will need any supply for the circuit, when the current and voltage sources are not available. These concepts will we will use in the transient analysis in next lectures, next chapters. And capacitor also same. Capacitor will work as a voltage source when voltage source is not available in whole circuit. So like this analogy will work. Next slide. Bilateral and unilateral. The bilateral elements have same VI relationship for current flow in either direction, any conducting wire and the resistor. An unilateral element exactly opposite to the bilateral element, the vacuum diodes, silicon diodes and rectifiers, etc. So bilateral elements are means the current will be flow in any ways. Like you can take the any wire. In that wire you can circulate the wire, circulate the current in any direction. So like called as a bilateral. And unilateral means the current will flow only one direction. So like diodes, you will study in the electronic devices and circuit subject. The diodes will flow in the diodes, current will flow in only one direction, so called as a unilateral. In the silicon diodes also and rectifiers also you will see that the current will flow in only one direction. So you can see in a figure also, there is a second figure is unilateral circuit, that is rectifiers available.